Ready? Okay, yeah. This is Jim the Keys Bartender coming back to you from the Catch in Key Largo. This is the recovery episodes here in the Keys. We're going to have some people up here talking about some efforts they have during the recovery. I was talking to a general contractor here, and he was all the way down in Marathon, and he was talking about how the press seems to say, and you know what? The way the news is portrayed is they got to focus on a issue and an idea. And the idea is that it's complete devastation. Well, it's not complete devastation down here, and that's his point, if I could get him up here. And we also have a friend of ours, Barbara. If you can come up here, we're going to talk about the truck. Oh, you want to wait a couple minutes? Eat your food for a while and then come back, okay? We're talking about recovery and what things that we do bring us back to normal. At the restaurant here, we opened up on Thursday, and I'm saying it again, and then we started with a limited menu. We started to open up to more and more things, expanding the menu back to that. And then this weekend, we're going back to our entertainment schedule. And Luke Summer's going to be here, and Billy.
We'll be here Thursday and Saturday.
Thursday and Saturday.
And our buddy Mike
I'm Saturday night with you guys. I'm on the bar.
Our buddy
I'm not including myself in the band because
there you go. Our buddy Mike Mitzner is going to be up here Friday night.
Friday night?
Friday night.
Oh, that's awesome. You know what? That's what we do here. We bring things back to normal. We got people back in the neighborhood. We have friends over here. Do you want to come here from a... Don't feel comfortable? Don't worry, it's not going live. Okay. Well, these wonderful people, I've been here working 5 of the last 6 nights, and my friends have been coming in, and they, every time I see them, it made me happy because here they are doing what they did, being happy, being wonderful. I mean, you had to drive. I know you drove a long distance. I appreciate that. But... and I appreciate, you know, when you see those faces you want to see. Yeah. Well, and I think it's funny that coming in here, I guess maybe it's my face you want to see, or maybe it's you couldn't get booze anyplace else. And that's the thing. What do you think, Billy? Are we all checking the phone?
Oh, we're trying to figure out the curfew.
Well, schedules. No, don't worry. We got 45 minutes to do it. I will repost. I'll do a little.
Key West, they're allowed to stay out till midnight in Key West, but anywhere from
it's a 10
Marathon to Key West, it's dusk till dawn, and upper and middle keys are still 10 p.m.
Okay, we put a little misinformation out there. We got to be careful about it. Right now, there's a 10 p.m. curfew in the middle from Marathon
Upper
north.
Middle Keys.
Okay, from Layton north.
Yeah, pretty much.
Layton north. There's a 10 p.m. curfew. Okay. So we're going to be. People have to be really careful. As a restaurant, it takes a certain amount of time from the time you.
Yeah, you've got to close down, clean.
You got to close down, clean them up, and you be ready. So
last night, my wife didn't get off work till too late, and they closed the convenience stores. And she could not buy tobacco after 10 p.m.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's very inconvenient.
She was very unhappy when she came home last night. I
bet it was hell at your place.
Oh, I had to listen to it for quite a while. But fortunately for me, I had drank enough, and I was passed out for the most part anyway. And I kept saying, "Are you listening to me?" No.
I was surprised she didn't start beating on you with a pipe.
She might have, but I was comfortably numb at the time.
Okay, hold on. Hey.
Well, we're going to sit here and
we're going to be talking to my friend.
There we go.
What is your name, sir?
Yes, my name is Jesus Garcia.
Okay.
I work for
Jesus, how you
Contracting.
We're going to be working together. Yep. Okay, and sit down. Sit down. We're going to get you a drink, too. So, Jesus, you were telling me you went down to Marathon, right?
Yes, listening to the news and all that. I can understand everybody's nervous, listening to the news and all that. And you expect the damage from a hurricane. And I'm a contractor. I've been around through hurricanes. I'm 55 years old. I've lived in Miami all my life. And I lived in Big Pine Key from 79 to 83. I'm expecting terrible damage. I didn't go to Big Pine Key right now. I'm not lying. I went to Marathon. I went to Key Colony.
I was down to Big Pine today. Some of that stuff down near Cudjoe is pretty ugly.
I haven't been by that. I can't say that, but I'll be honest with you. I brought my whole truck full of water and first aid kits. I donated to the Marathon High School, but driving down, I saw cosmetic damages to a lot of structures. The majority of them. But the structures in whole stayed. They withstood it. And the people, I mean, it looked. I told my wife a couple of times on the trip, it looks like ants. Everybody was like, running around, working. I mean, and that's the key idea. Everybody in the Keys is like that. That thinking, that work.
Everybody, we go to mass on that issue. We go and take care of it. And you just make sure that we recover and get back to regular.
No, I mean, there's issues in the Keys that you need to think about when you build. When you build, I know the Keys build stronger than Miami, the coast and Dade County. But they have to elevate the land. They have to put barriers, boulders on the coast where neighborhoods live. If you don't have a dock in the back of your house, if you don't have a boat, you got to put boulders. At least boulders can break. It will stop. It could be a stopgap for the water coming in the flow of the surge. It can help you. But, besides that, Mother Nature, you can't stop Mother Nature.
No.
Hey, Zeus Garcia has a lot of energy, and I was concerned about the stopgap of my bourbon going over the edge of the table right there. He looks very strong. Strong young man. Oh, I'm an older guy.
I'm 55.
Oh, you're old. He's the oldest guy in the group. I'm 54.
He's the oldest guy at the table.
You look great.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Hey,
drinking a lot of beer.
Hey, man. It's all good, man.
Hey, Jesus.
We're all secure in our sexuality.
So when I went,
doesn't allow me to have bourbon either.
So what I wanted, do you think the building codes? Oh, I'm interrupting.
No,
do you think that the building code improvements after Andrew and Wilma and all those things that came out?
Sure, 100%.
Certainly
100%. And
all the tie downs, everything that you've got to do now that we didn't do before,
when you
has made
shingles,
a huge difference.
No, I'll be honest with you. You expect shingles to go quick, and then you have the tile, and then you have the metal roof. I seen houses with tiles, the tiles that they still have the edge on the side that can wink and blow off. And it was staying there. I mean, I can show you pictures. I must have 50 pictures, and it stayed there. Yeah. And I also know that the construction codes in the Keys, the contractors that build the Keys, they build a little extra harder.
Yeah.
The roof, especially the roof.
Roofs, the truss guys, man, they put that together hard. And
I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm in a cement house.
No.
With a cement roof.
No. I mean, if you go to the internet, you put cement roof. The new construction on cement roof, you'll freak out how they do hip roofs with concrete.
Oh yeah,
you'll see that, and that's not a bad idea.
The house I live in is one of the oldest on Stillwright Point. It was built in the 70s. Yeah, and it held up really well.
I have two houses in Miami. One I built myself, and I built that to withstand a number 6 maybe. I mean, my wife's scared to me because if something does come, I am staying in my house.
Oh yeah.
But I also have a house that was built in 1943. That it had day pine, and I restructured that house inside the roof because the way they built it in the 40s to compare to now is a different. So I re-strengthened it.
What do you mean? What do you mean by restructuring?
In other words, when you see inside the old roofs, the old roofs basically the weight of the roof. No, not only hurricane straps. You don't have lateral structures holding the roof to the structures. If you look at the old trusses, it's the weight of the roof coming down to holding on the walls of the building.
If you look at the old trusses, there's like 3 pieces of wood on them.
No. If you go inside the attic, you're not going to see no wood nowhere. Just the main roof putting pressure on the corners. It leans.
They've got the 2 bars coming up. If you look at a modern truss, that whole thing is like reinforced.
There was a major article in Forbes magazine several days ago. I know he's going to piss off Luke, but the guy, the editor, feature writer for Forbes, he said, "Do not rebuild the Keys." Now, my argument against it, my idea was that any human achievement was moving upwards. And moving upwards.
It's an education.
Yeah, you learn how do we resist the forces of nature. Like when Kennedy said, within by the end of the decade, we'll get to. That we're going to land a man on the moon and return it. They created a program to do that. And when someone said, we're going to create a program where houses are going to be will be able to withstand Cat 5 straight on hit.
Yes, but that's where the problem comes in. When you put the government into projects, it's like saying one entity builds everything. But you have thousands of contractors in Miami. Sometimes you might have a shot.
99% of the contract
money for it. I with the codes and the inspections in Miami, that means they have to build it as codes. But then you have contractors that they go above and beyond what they got to do. Yeah. Because in my team, GNC and Miami Home Builders of Miami, we build houses, the roofs.
GCN.
Yes, we build the roofs. We concentrate on the roof to build it stronger.
Exactly.
Tighter. And sometimes we build bathrooms. Like sometimes you have a middle bathroom in the house that is the one that doesn't have windows.
Right.
And instead of putting sheetrock around it, we put block. So that's your safe room.
Put block so it doesn't blow away.
No, it's your safe room. So if you want to stay into a
house, you can stay through a tornado then.
You can stay through into a tornado in the little bathroom. Sometimes you got two bathrooms. One's always next to a window. But the middle bathroom,
sometimes you got that one in the middle.
We build it in a way that's concrete around it, attached to the roof.
I understand when you say, like, government getting involved in the codes, but if there wasn't any code, then anybody could just build sheetrock.
No. What I'm saying is if you let government control everything, you have to let the public,
have a minimum.
The citizen comes up with ideas.
Yeah.
Government doesn't give you the freedom to move the codes. Citizens is the one that says, "Look, this is ideal. Let's do this. Let's do it."
And you're saying it. You go exceed that code, and then you have the bathroom that you can go in. And well, like this last one, they were talking about wind speeds of gusting up to 190. Was that the excess or 195?
I'll give you an example. Puerto Rico, last night had the barometer. What's it? The barometer?
The anemometer.
Yes, the barometer was 902.
902.
That is stronger than Katrina. Katrina had a 916. The winds gusting was 215, and the winds were 175. Imagine that wind hitting downtown Miami.
Oh, that'd be a mess.
Just downtown. Forget about the Keys. Look,
we suggested that. That's the reason why, like, Mexico City got hit with a worse earthquake than they did in the 80s, and because of that.
But
they didn't have tens of thousands of people dying. Hundreds, because builders decided, and the private company said, "Well, we got to build up the code." Jim.
I'm glad you say that. In 1985, my family had friends in Mexico, and we went because the Mexican government didn't let nobody go in, the citizens of other countries to go in. My cousin took me and some friends to go to Mexico City when the earthquake happened. So we took 2 containers of supplies. So I stayed in a Japanese building, built by Japanese people. That building was built to sway.
The Japanese guys deal with earthquakes all the time. They're engineers.
Japan, Tokyo, and all that.
My brother, I was standing on my apartment and looking at the edge of my window.
Well, and Tokyo's on the Rim of Fire.
And I was using my window edge as you can see a
straight edge.
A straight edge.
Use it as a level.
Compared to the other buildings, you will see the Mexican people straightening buildings with jacks. The ones that wasn't falling, that they were off like 30 degrees, and they were jacking them up, straightening them up. And I'm going, what are these people doing?
Fixing my building.
In 1985, I think it was 3,000 inmates, because the shabbiest buildings were the prisons in downtown Mexico. They all collapsed. It's because shabby constructions. And now that this happened at the anniversary, yesterday was the anniversary of that earthquake. So
yesterday was the anniversary?
Yesterday was the anniversary.
They're worried about the aftershocks right now because of some of the structures.
Well, think about this. Who's God's punishing? Because he can't punish the Keys just because we drink beer in the Keys? No.
We're in a world where things happen. Yes, and everyone thinks that things happen for a reason. Sometimes it's really hard to accept that things happen for no reason whatsoever.
Sometimes the reason is you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yes, that's it. And it was our turn in the barrel. And it's time.
I have a friend of mine that has a wooden house in Marsh Harbor in the Bahamas. 37 years the house has been withstood. And the area where it's built at, Hurricane Alley. Yep. He gets a lot of surges. He built it high, 5 feet above the sand. He has a grass garden. It's a wooden house. I can show you guys pictures right now of that wooden house, and that is withstood 6 or 7 number 3s. Yeah. A wooden, but that's him building it.
I know.
He built that.
If you build it up
He built it right. He knew what was in. He was in his way, the alley that he was in the hurricane, and it's withstanding. And right now,
I mean, obviously, there's certain geometric structures that you build that are better than other ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you build with certain materials and stuff like that, there's wood
structure. I mean, the foundations. Look, let me go
again. There's a foundation structure. There's geometric structures that withstand forces that are much higher.
Look, this is my house. This is my house in Miami. Look at the water, how it went in the ocean. Look how the water went in to the water. Look at the trees coming in.
I'm right now, so because we're only using audio, we're seeing a heavy wind
in
coming.
the Miami River.
Yeah, in the Miami River. We're seeing water pouring in.
Into the water.
But
that house is built 4 feet above sea level.
Yes.
Above the existing, and the water's going in. But now I'm going to show you a house in Marsh Harbor in the Bahamas made out of wood that has withstood like 6 or 7 hurricanes.
Okay, now we're going to see this thing with it.
Check this out.
A wooden structure. Billy, we're going to see a wooden structure right now.
It's all about contractors and the owner, how he wants to build a house.
I can see that. Here we go. We got. Wow, that's a wooden house.
That's a wooden. You're seeing it. Look at the wood.
Look at it. It's a wooden house, classic 4-2.
Look at the ocean right there.
Yeah, it's right. It's right
look
up.
At the ocean.
Yeah, it's about 10 feet up.
No, it's about 5 feet up above the water.
Is that it? 5 feet? I see right there. There's like 3. And
no. But watch the ocean in front of it. Look at that. How far is the ocean from it? 25 feet.
25 feet.
And look at that. Look at that house.
Okay. Well, you're right. It is 5 feet up.
It's about 5 feet up, and it's withstood 5 or 6. It's the way the owner built it.
But if you had a storm surge of 8-10 feet,
but it's never been in the water. Because the way he built it, the water goes to the side of these walls. As soon as it hits, it slips in the back. See, watch the way this guy designed it. He uses these walls so the water goes in the back of the streets to the back canals.
Okay, we're going to bring Barbara up. Jose, I got to appreciate this.
My brother Jim, thank you.
Oh, you're phenomenal. I appreciate that. And you know what? We're trying to talk about uplifting stories, and you had an uplifting story about the Keys, and you are awesome. And you know what? We'll stay in contact. Before I go, I want to get the information.
Actually,
thank you. We'll talk about GCN. Oh no, wait. Does your wife want to come over and talk to me? Does you?
I was actually laughing at Jose and his wife because apparently he is also on the comprehensive bourbon ban when he is out with his wife.
He is? Oh, wow. Oh, he's not allowed to have bourbon?
Yeah. I was...
Oh, no, but he'd be in trouble. I don't want... Okay.
I was laughing...
You know what? If I had a real friend, I wouldn't do that to them. Hey, Barbara, we're going to ask Barbara to come up. Hey, Lou, is Barbara around?
She's smoking. Let me go get her.
Okay. See if we can ring up Barbara. Hey, Joe. Come over here. You've been on there before. Come over here. Sit in this chair. I know. You can go. You can go whenever you want. Okay. This is my friend Joe. We're talking about stories of recovery, not... we know everyone has misery, but we're talking about how you faring right now and what it looks like you're faring all right.
Faring well. We're very lucky. Got a couple real quick good stories.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. The place where I work, behind the building.
You can say the name if you want to promote it.
Oh, no, it's a vacation travel club. It's the OK Club building, but it's on the highway in front of Snappers. So... behind the building, there were ladders. There were a couple cords of stacked firewood, protected, plastic piping, blah, blah, blah. I get out and inspect the building the other night for the owner, who's in Michigan, and everything got blown away from the sidewall, including a 9x7 sheet of glass.
9x7 sheet of glass.
The glass is 18 feet from the building. It's under a tree, and it hasn't broken yet.
Oh, it's so funny you said it because yesterday I was helping a friend, and they had a big plate of sheet glass, and they couldn't understand how to get it picked up, and they said, "Can we break it and put it in the bag?" I said, "Okay, I'll break it for you. Cover it with the
a blanket."
Yeah,
a blanket.
What's the next one?
Well, the other one was just your typical cat story.
Let's hear the cat story.
A friend of my wife was leaving town, not only for the storm, but for 2 or 3 months to go take care of her mother. And they had an outdoor cat, and she wanted to have it put down because he's 15 years old. And Jamie, my wife, insisted, no, you're not doing that. So we brought the cat to our house and fed it for a couple days, and he bolted the day we left for Naples. And he just bolted out the door across the backyard and gone. So we get back 7-8 days later. She puts food out for the cat. Food disappears. And you know it's not a raccoon or a wood rat because the bowl is still upright. And
didn't get kicked over.
It wasn't a wild animal. So, and over the last couple of days, the cat's come back, and the cat's been living under the deck. So he made it.
That's great, Joe.
He made it.
There's a story of recovery. We got another story. Thanks, Joe. We're going to be talking to
Thanks,
Barbara.
Joe.
This is Lou's wife. Hey, thank you. Hey, we're going to do it. I'm going to do a promotion for you on the podcast, okay? What do you want, this one? I want to do what is best for you.
There you go. Thank you, Jose. We appreciate it.
I like you, man. Yeah. Barbara, okay, where's that extra?
She's got it.
Oh, you got it. Oh, good. I'm looking
Right
for
here,
it.
right
She's
here.
already
Okay,
hooked up,
Barbara's
man.
right here. We're is this ride to benefit the Keys recovery effort?
Well, we actually have to have a meeting. We have a board meeting soon. Initially, we had chosen our charity as Reef.
Yes.
But obviously,
Reef Foundation?
The Reef Foundation here in Key Largo.
The restoration?
Yeah, exactly.
Reef
They do a
Restoration.
fantastic job.
Oh, it's a great. Oh my
Yep,
God.
yep.
Well, you know what? We're talking about recovery. That's part of recovery.
It
Let's
is,
talk about
it is.
that. Why not? Let's talk about recovery. What happens with what happened recently is that there's been a dying off of the reef.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah, but-
I don't know as much. I'm not technically. Yeah. Oh, you're not with the reef? Okay. But it's dying off, and what they do is they fundraise for it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
no. But Barb is with the
the
Parrot
reef restoration.
Heads. No, she's with the Parrot Heads of the Upper Keys.
Yeah.
Pirates
and
on the
they
Water.
do the pit stop party every year.
So what's
And that is
October 30th and 31st.
I should know this since I'm hosting.
I know, right?
that's all right. You know what? We don't have to be perfect on here. We're in the middle of a disaster zone.
Exactly.
Supposedly. And it turns out, you know what? We're getting our shit together pretty quickly.
We
here.
are.
Yeah, Upper Keys have been fortunate.
Yeah,
Been
the Upper Keys
fortunate.
were fortunate. I've been down. I was down at Big Pine. I was down at Josh's today, who was also hosting the event with me, and he actually did fantastic. Unfortunately, here's a bad recovery story. His wife's car. They parked on high ground. A tree fell on it. And then to add insult to injury, the tree took down a live power line. Caught the tree on fire, which continued to burn the car to the ground.
And the sheriff didn't come up and shoot the car at the same time?
Probably.
No, it's not like
somebody.
that.
If
It
there
sounded
was
like that one.
somebody with a live round in a
It should have
chamber,
been like a
they
lightning bolt
probably
coming out
shot
of the
the
sky.
car.
So he got hit by a bolt of lightning, and a manatee fell out of the
Yes.
sky and landed
But
on
no,
it.
I saw pictures of a car because she did everything she could. She put it on high ground. It was good, and just tree fell on it. Looks like the power line ignited the tree and then lit the car on fire.
Okay.
Oh, it was horrible.
So, Barbara, you were going to say, normally your organization would do your fundraiser for the Reef Foundation.
Correct. And we're with Pirates on the Water, which is the Parrot Heads of the Upper Keys. And we do a couple of fundraisers a year because charity, fundraising, doing good things is our motto, party with a purpose. So that's the purpose, to fundraise. And we're having this year our 11th annual pit stop party. It's in conjunction with the annual Parrot Head Convention in Key West called Meeting of the Minds. That happens every weekend, or every year, the weekend after Fantasy Fest.
Which I understand is still on, and most of their
The
venues
first week
are
of November.
intact.
No, Fantasy Fest is the last week of October, corresponding with Halloween, and the Meeting of Minds would be
Usually the first week in November. So they have thousands of parrot heads from all over the world that come down for this.
Parrot heads would be, we have a large international audience, so parrot heads would be Jimmy Buffett fans.
Yeah. That's good that you explain that, because we do have listeners. We actually have listeners in other countries. And they have no idea, and they come here to dive, and they have no idea what a parrot head is. They think we're talking about the way people look. They look like they have a parrot head.
That could be true.
I know.
That could be true.
Oh, what is this very different thing you're saying, Jim, about the person that they look like a parrot? I'm not a comedian. I apologize. But so you're doing it.
So anyway, our club has what we call a pit stop party for those parrot heads that have come from all over. They're either driving through or they've flown into Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Anyway, they're driving through Key Largo on their way to Key West for the meeting of the minds. So we host a 2-day party where all the trop rockers, we usually have dozens of trop rockers that play.
Yeah, we've got 12, 15 good acts lined up this year. Everybody will be getting their time up on stage.
Yep.
And forcing Josh and I to not be up there playing and drinking beer, I hope.
So, typically we have between, over the 2 days, 500 to 800 people stop by.
800 people stop by?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh, well, you know what? We make plans and God laughs, I guess they say that. You hear that?
He does.
Man make plans. But we'll make plans for that. I think that's great. I'm in the Key Largo Rotary. We're doing a big event in January called Brew on the Bay.
Yep.
And you know what? That scholarship for people, I don't think we're going to be changing that any different, because that helps people in the Keys.
Exactly.
Whether they're, sending their kids to college or, being able to live. But that's a wonderful thing, Barbara.
Yeah.
Is there anything else people can do right now? Are you guys involved in any ongoing efforts right now? Should they drop off? Do you know about you may not, places where people can drop off things locally to send to Lower Keys?
That I do not. I know the Caribbean Club was, but I think they did.
Caribbean Club still is. I know the VFW at 102.5. 102.4.
Oh, and the only reason because it's a little north of us, and we were at 102.4 when I worked at the Encore. Yeah. It's a little south. 102.4.
102.4. I know the VFW is still taking donations, running them down. Of course, you can drop off donations at the Kitsch.
Yes.
We already did the Caribbean Club. At the radio station down at mile marker 95.
And listen, we would love
92.
Yeah.
You can drop it off
and
there.
We would love to get a reminder of all those things in the future. So on the other podcast. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll get Barbara back on as we get closer to the pit stop party.
Exactly.
And we'll talk more about that.
Yeah, we got to
especially once we figure out exactly if we're going to keep Roof as a sponsor.
Can we get involved in it some way?
Certainly, love to.
Okay,
yeah,
we should do it.
I'm already involved.
We're going to get a traveling. We're going to have a traveling road show with some music.
Jim, I'm already involved in it up to my eyeballs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and actually, the Radio A1A will be broadcasting live.
Well, A1A is
exactly
my station.
So
actually, that's my. I'm on there at 11 p.m. on Saturdays.
There you go.
If I don't come up with the wire cutters,
so maybe I'll be the one doing the broadcasting.
There you go.
I guess so.
All right, thanks,
guys. Thank you very much, Barbara. You are a lovely person. Thank you, and Lou. We want to make thanks, Kathy and Paige.
I think we need to get Kathy over here for just a minute.
Kathy, come on. You want to come in and talk?
I do think we need No. I think
come on.
I think
Kathy,
we
come on,
really.
Sit down. Come on. KeysBartender.com. Bartender.com. And I'm also Radio A1A.
Well, then we got to have somebody with a British accent to make us sound like we're official.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you just said.
Something completely different.
I can hear exactly
completely
what we're saying. You know what? Typically at the end of a longer show.
I'm from Southern England.
There you go.
Hello there.
There we go.
Here we
Holly's
go.
dropping the clothes as she walks by. That's always
we
impressive.
all kind of put on our Mrs. Doubtfire accent.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, do we have anybody else that needs to share a hurricane?
No, we don't. You know what?
Story?
We can wrap it up because we got a pretty intense thing. We'll do a shorter episode right here. Let's wrap it up, not kill it. And, you know,
Rep.
There you go.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it
I'll
up.
take it.
Fabulous Thunderbirds.
Yeah, and the Fabulous Thunderbird. They were a great band. Hey, listen,
Still
this
are.
show is about the recovery of the Keys, where we're talking about something other than our miseries and things like that. That guy was awesome. You know what? I love talking to that guy.
I'm recovering.
Jesus Garcia. Jesus showed up in the Keys.
Jesus just left Chicago.
Oh, yeah. They did it at the same time. Yeah, I can attest to
Damn
that.
rednecks.
Yep. Well, this is Jim the Keys Bartender. I want to go and we want to make another shout out. We're going to do it twice again. We're talking about where Luke's going to be. Tomorrow you're at the Blackwater Siren?
No, I'm at the catch tomorrow, man. I'm right here.
Okay,
It's
wait.
gonna-
Blackwater Siren is still recuperating a little bit.
Yeah,
so I'll be here.
it's going to be Luke and I up here tomorrow night. Please do
Okay.
not come in and request
And I'll be
Grateful
here, and
Dead.
Bill and I will be here tomorrow night, and Bill
Okay.
and I will be here Saturday night.
Okay, and folks, listen.
And then
And if they lift a curfew, I'll be at the Caribbean Club Saturday night.
Hey, there's my buddy Ian. Come on
Yes,
in.
Ian,
Say
my
something.
favorite
Ian,
Ian.
how's
Ian.
everything going? Say hi, Ian.
Everything's going good. I'm lucky, man. Just
What's happening,
climbing
my
trees and putting up fences.
I know, man, it took me 2 hours to get from my house to US 1 on Monday morning.
I saw Ian on the news. I guess I read it too long to come fill up.
I heard I was on the German, some German network. Kathy Page and someone put our picture up to Reuters, and they picked it up.
Love you,
We're
man.
There you
like
go.
on some international.
You're
thing.
famous.
No.
You're
I'm not-
infamous.
How'd y'all do, man?
I'm not either.
Fucking shit, man.
I'm not either.
I'd rather be infamous
listen,
than famous.
We're coming. This Keys Bartending coming from the catch at 102.1. We're still around. We're going to still be around. Come by during season. We're here. We're kicking it up. Happy hour is from 3:30 to 6:30 Monday through Friday. We try to do minimum commercials right now because obviously this is a national emergency, a national disaster. We appreciate all the outpouring of listeners and stuff like that. To my French friends, I say, oh my God, I forget my French. What is it? Je me souviens. Do you remember me? Je me souviens. To my Spanish friends, I say, ¿Cómo está usted? How are you?
There we go.
Okay. Because that's all I had to say. Or ¿Dónde está la casa de Pepe? Which is where is the house of Peter? This is Jim the Keys Bartender with Billy Wissinger.
Thank
we
you
were
so
joined
much.
by Luke Summer. Thank you very much. We're signing off right now. Thank you.
We do appreciate you all.
Yes. Keys strong.